to welcome you to Detox, an inspiring initiative by Devi Sansthan. Detox is not just a platform, it's a movement, a collaborative space where thought leaders, educators, policymakers, and stakeholders come together to share innovative ideas and actionable strategies to address some of the most pressing challenges in education today. Detox stands for Disruptive Talks, and true to its name, it aims to disrupt the conventional ways of thinking and operating in education. Through these sessions, we intend to spark a meaningful conversation that challenge norms, inspire change, and pave the way for solutions to address disruptive challenges in education. The primary goal of Detox is to create a unified front of committed individuals and organizations working together to eradicate illiteracy, a challenge that continues to plague our society. Devi Sansthan has a long standing history of contributing to the cause of literacy and education. Our journey began with a vision to empower every individual through education and to make learning accessible, inclusive, and transformative. Over the years, Devi Sansthan has launched numerous initiatives and bridging and gaps in education, training educators and fostering a culture of continuous learning. From grassroots levels, interventions in underprivileged communities to large scale programs that influence policy, our work has always been driven by the belief that literacy is a fundamental human right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to introduce our esteemed guest speaker for today's detox session, Ms. Preeti M. Shah, Secretary of Bala Foundation. We are delighted to welcome Preeti M. Shah, a seasoned communication and development professional, as our next speaker in the upcoming detox session. With our over 25 years of extensive experience, she has contributed to some of the most impactful organizations in the development sector, including UNICEF, Shiv Nagar Foundation, and the CSR wing of Dainik Jagaran. Jagaran Pahel, along with leading media houses such as Hindustan Times, Punjab Kesari, and The Pioneer. Currently working as a freelance resource person, Preeti conducts impactful training sessions across schools, colleges, institutions, and offices. Her area of focus include capacity building, workshop from frontline health workers, ASHAs, ANMs, and Anganwadi worker, government school teachers, and the staff of one-stop centers. She is also closely involved in skilling initiative for underprivileged youth. In addition to her professional engagement, Preeti M. Shah is a founder member and secretary of Bala Foundation, Better Awareness Through Learning and Access Foundation, where she continues to drive meaningful social change. Join us for an inspiration session with Preeti M. Shah as she shares her journey, insights, and experiences in the world of communication, development, and social transformation.
Thank you
At
very much.
this point, thank you, ma'am. At this point, it is my great pleasure to hand over the session to Ms. Sumita Bhatt, who will guide the discussion with Preeti M. Shah. Ms. Sumita Bhatt is an accomplished education leader with nearly 30 years of experience, progressing from a social science teacher to key roles like vice principal and head trainer. She had led global initiatives such as Ed Leadership Global Conference and Synergy Summit. Through her work with Devi Sansthan and City International School, Lucknow, she has advanced foundational literacy, I'm so sorry, inclusive educations, and capacity building at many platforms. She is also known for her expertise in leveraging massive open online training moot methodologies and crafting training programs that champion inclusivity, gender sensitivity, and high performance leader strategies. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Grisha. And with deep appreciation, I warmly welcome Ma'am Preeti Shah on this
Thank you
talk
very
show.
much.
It's really wonderful to meet you on this platform, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
So,
Likewise.
yeah, thank you so much. So, to begin with, I would like to begin with this question, wherein I would like to have your insight on your experience from UNICEF to CSR in media. How has your communication strategy evolved to address the challenges of aligning development messaging with grassroots, realities, and particularly when engaging frontline workers like Ashas and Anganwadi workers? Would like to have your opinion on this.
Thank you very much, Sumita. And it's a very, very valid question, I must say, for any communication person. Because handling and communicating to the masses who are educated is very simple. People must be saying that it is not simple, but in my opinion it is very simple. But once you are going to the grassroots people, it is a big task. Why it's a big task? Because their level of understanding, their educational background, and everything you have to keep in mind while forming the communication material for them, and
Right,
your
right.
discussion for them, and the right right messaging should be done in a proper manner, so that whatever you are saying should be comprehended by them in a proper way. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's a big task, but I have learned it during my work, during my my mentors who are very nice. And this is such a big challenge also. Why I'm saying this? Because anganwadis are hardly 8th pass, and their sahikas, I mean the supporters who work with them, are 5th pass. So you can understand, if you are talking on any issue, you have to, your language should be so simple. It should be, the messaging should be so simple that they should get it the way you are telling them. It's not that we are going there and we are showing our wisdom to them. So that's a communication person's thing which I have learned during my work. And on the other side, I was handling lot of trainings for media professionals
Mm-hmm.
during my UNICEF days. So there was a vast difference. And then ANMs are well read, they are well educated, so they are not the people where you have to think twice while giving your messaging. But with the ashas, and especially with the anganwadi workers, you have to be very you have to be on your toes while preparing the messages for them and doing your work. But it was nice that by my mentors, by my team, we were able to communicate the way we were doing. As I remember, we have done some programs for neonatal care, and some programs on girl I mean child marriages. So
Right.
child marriages is something which is prevalent. And then again, you have to communicate the way they should understand that, oh, there are laws, why it is against the law. If something is
Mm-hmm.
happening and it is continuously doing, something is going on in the society, the child should be in the school, not in somebody's home as a bride or a groom. So,
Yeah,
and
we
then
truly
again
agree,
on
ma'am.
the child labor also, sorry,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So
You're
same
very,
messaging.
very,
Hmm.
very truly said, because
Yeah.
it's very significant that whatever we on planning desks, whatever we are formulating and we are trying to be uh, conveying it to the people who are
Yes.
getting impact, and if they are receiving the messages, if the message is conveyed and delivered in the most simplest way and is
Actually,
giving us the correct results, then only the entire purpose we say
solved.
is
Yes.
solved.
Otherwise, there's no, yes. And then during child, I mean, we were working in Muradabad for the child labor, discussions for their child labor elimination drive was there. So it is not easy. Why I'm saying is because whatever they have seen since ages, since generations, they find it normal in their life. And then
Hmm.
suddenly somebody is coming and telling them that, oh, it is against the law. This practice should be stopped somewhere. So those kind of messaging without hurting their sentiments, I mean, you have to keep all those things in your mind, while working with them.
So that was a very significant thing that you covered, ma'am, and very truly depicted that how significant and important it is to get the message and the correct message conveyed
Correct.
without, impacting their age-old sentiments also, which are associated with this.
Absolutely.
So coming to the educational disparity in India,
G.
which is again a very vital topic that we would like to have your insight on.
Yes.
In your opinion, what are the fundamental causes of educational disparity in India, and how do issues of access, quality, and cultural relevance interact, and how might an equity based approach to education better meet learners' diverse needs?
Yes, this is also a very relevant question, Sumita. And like I'm finding NEP 2020 is very much aligned with this question, the question which you have formed. Why? Because NEP talks about accessibility. Earlier also we were talking about accessibility. It's okay. Access is, suppose I'll give you an example of this question. You might understand me better. Suppose there is a tribal child, and somehow the child is able to get the access of the school, and the child is in the school, okay, but the kind of teaching is done in the school, I mean, here I'm talking about the quality and about the language. If the child is not able to get it, there is no, our purpose is not solved, that the child is getting access to the school. So you understand, I mean, access to the school is not the only criteria. Quality of education means teachers training in such a manner, because teachers are they are educated, they are trained, but they don't know, some of them, that how to come down to the level of that child and you know explain that the child is able to grasp what we are saying. So that way, and then again, if the language, if some, the child is talking, or parents are talking in local dialects, the child is not able to get Hindi or English, then again the message or maybe the things are not going properly to the child, then there is no there is no benefit of the child is keeping in the school. So these are the barriers, these are the gaps, these are the challenges. And I, why I'm telling you, because I'm not telling you anything bookish. I have worked a lot in the field. I have worked a lot in the tribal areas with the Musahar communities in Lalitpur. So I've seen, and here also, because I'll give you an example of 20 years back. I was working with the kids of slums, and then we were, teaching Hindi. And then once Na was there, so we were saying Na say, so that the child said Bamba. Now you got
Okay,
it what I'm
okay.
trying to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
because they are not used to say it null, they call it Bamba. So it's a learning
Mm.
for us too. I'm talking about 20 years back. Now though things have improved, teachers training, more focus is on teachers training, more focus is on teaching in the local language or dialect, so that they can grasp whatever is taught to them. So that's the answer of my question, if I have given you the right, I mean, I don't know how much
Yeah,
satisfied you
absolutely,
are.
absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Because, at different levels, the dialects and in the state or in a particular region, the
Yes,
dialect keeps changing. We say
yes,
after every 20 or 30 kilometers, even like when we, come across such situations, such diverse geographical features here in India. So addressing the needs at that grassroots level is required. Definitely, we agree to your point that you have kept.
thank you.
Moving ahead,
Hmm.
we would love to share from you. We would like to have your from you the presentation that you are ready with on disparity in educational opportunities, lifelong learnings, and sustainable development. And would really look forward to the presentation and your insights and thoughts in on this particular topic.
So please let me know once you're able to see my presentation, ma'am. Is it visible? Sorry.
Not yet.
Oh, uh, is it?
Yeah, we can see it now.
G. So, should I continue?
Yes, ma'am. Please go
Okay.
ahead with the presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sumita. So, what I was talking about just few minutes back. So this disparity in educational opportunity, lifelong learning, and sustainable development, so all these things are aligned. I think all of us are knowing what is sustainable development goals now, as it's a very buzzword from after 2015 till today. And then if I'll give an overview about it, so why this inequalities in access and quality and relevance of education is persisting, that is the barrier which I have just talked about, and the need to expand the definition of education beyond schooling, because maybe our wiring is such that we know that okay, if the child has done this much schooling, then the child is able to do the justice. But with the education or with the wisdom, but now we are hearing lot of educated people, IIM products, IITians, they are preferring home education for their own kids. I know many of them, and they are doing remarkable work because it's beyond school. We know that there are many parents who are not able to give that homeschooling. That's okay, but who are able to, they should really expand their wings. And linking education to sustainable, inclusive, and equitable future is equally important. And what does it mean? See, time has come to impart other things also to our students, like they should be taught climate change, they should be taught about why inclusivity is important. Because we are hearing so many cases that if the child is maybe specially abled, other children are not making that child their friend, they are not like to play with that child, they're not like to share their tiffin with that child. Why? Because we are not teaching inclusivity, we are not teaching them the other child is also like them. It's okay if there is some kind of challenge, but it's okay, the child is also a child like them. He or she is having same feelings to play, to share, to laugh, to giggle. So that kind of education is important. And understanding educational disparity, as I'm telling, it is very important. If we really want a just society, if we really want a healthy society, we have to start early. We have to start really early. It's okay, parents are not teaching, it's fine. At least as a educationist, it's our responsibility. We should pay attention to all these things, because otherwise the society is really you know going in a very difficult phase. And this can be tackled only by giving small educational things which are required, like there is no gender role, there are no caste thing, there are no specially abled things. Everybody is equal, all are same, they feel in the same manner, they have the same kind of feeling. So language should not be a barrier, it's okay. And especially kids, they are so innocent, they don't want to pay attention to all these things. It is we who inculcate these things. It is we as a parent, tell them, okay, you go in such a car, the other child is coming in that kind of car. So all these should be stopped. And then lifelong learning, if I talk about, I've you know it's my personal opinion, and I've read it also, that anything is should not be confined in the four walls of schools now. After schools, after your college, learning is a lifelong process. And if I'll give you an example, you will definitely, connect with this. When we were kids, so computers were not there. And after my graduation, I have done my computer course, and then I got to know how to operate a computer or a laptop. So that was the learning. If I would have not gone for that, maybe I was not in the race now. And similarly, now we are hearing about chat gpt, AI. So we have to, be on that platform. So we have to learn all these things. So lifelong learning is going on a process. It's not that it is just confined in your four walls. And then also, here comes the role of government. Why I am telling you, because flexible policies should be required. And also the organizations, either private or government, they should promote their employees to go for courses, for skilling things. And you know as I have also served so many organizations, there is a gap which is not appropriate. Why? Because these courses, these skill things are available for the employees after a certain position, but actually this is required for the employees who are at the uh, lower strata, initially, who are joining the organizations. Their capacity building, their skilling should, be groomed. So they should be provided that kind of some time and maybe some kind of financial support from the organization to make them better. This is, I mean, lifelong learning is something which makes us better human being also. It's not that whatever we have learned during schools and colleges will be suffice. And then education as a driver of sustainability, this is very important. As I told you, that climate, once I was talking about climate change. Why? Because by heart I'm a um, hardcore, environmentalist. And my, small things, if, like, I conduct sessions for parents also. There I talk about many things which is very simple, and they can teach their kids at home, and they can practice themselves. Because kids are like monkeys. Whatever parents are doing, they'll learn it. Whatever they will preach, they will not hear, but they learn by their actions. So why, curtailing plastic is important? Why keeping cotton bag in your car, taking it outside is important? So you should say that if somebody is offering you plastic polythene bag, you can say, no, no, thank you, I have my own cotton bag. So these are small practices, but at least you are doing something good for the environment, and then you are telling it to your child as well. And then, see, earlier, I mean, in the early days, parents were practicing so many things, but now parents are not having time. It's okay. Both the parents are working. We have nuclear families. But whatever best we can teach, we can tell the children that this earth is for everyone. This is not only for us. Even a cow, a dog, a stray dog is also as important as we. Even a bee, even a butterfly, even a bird. So how they can do it? They can, we can just request them. Okay, it's very hot. You just ask mama a pot and then put water into it and keep it at your roof. You'll feel very good when the birds will come and drink the water. So these small actions for sustainability is also education. And then, of course, education is something which makes us better human being, like Kerala's literacy movement, and then Bhutan's gross national happiness framework. We Indians are below 100, in this happiness index. We are below than 100. We are somewhere lying around 123 or 24 position, which is, very bad. And then Finland's phenomenon based learning model, which is again uh, based on education. So education has a very important role in our life, not only to provide us degree, to make us employable, but it has so many other roles in our life. So that kind of education system is required. And obviously, like localized, culturally rooted curricula, integration of indigenous ecological knowledge. Why? As I was discussing there, there are a lot of festivals which are associated with farming, with trees, with rivers. Why? Because those festivals were developed to inculcate some kind of respect for all of these things, which we are not paying attention. Now look at the condition of our rivers. We are throwing anything, without even giving a second thought in the rivers. So these are very small but very, very valuable knowledge we should impart to our kids, as a teacher, as a parent, as an educationist. And then tech enabled but people centered learning. Why I'm saying this? We all know that during COVID, we have, learned that why mm, being technically, sound is very important, because all the offices were closed. We were there on the Zoom calls, we were there on the WhatsApps, we were there on the technology driven things. But and the schools were also, online schools. But you know what, I'll tell you a disparity which you must be knowing. In the villages, if family is having one phone, and that phone should be kept with the father or with the brother, not with the daughters. And if the daughter was having online classes, it was denied because papa is taking that phone to the field, or maybe brother is taking it to, uh, watch some reel or something. But the girl is denied the access of the phone because phone is not available in the home, and she was not able to attend her classes. So that, that disparity is still existing in our rural areas and in our, urban poor areas. And it's not something which is, I'm telling you, I have seen it. So these things, needs some kind of attention. And then again, it is deep rooted. Why? Because we have patriarchal society, we have gender, disparity. And once we will tackle all these things, then only we are able to provide the more just society. And call to action, as that's my favorite thing. Everywhere I would like to say call to action, because it's okay, we talk about the gaps, but what about the actions? So reimagine education not just as a tool for employment, but as a foundation for equity, sustainability, and human dignity. That is the call to action. Thank you very much from my side.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for that beautiful presentation, which indeed addressed many points at the same time. You spoke about, how an organization should focus on capacity building
Yeah.
programs of its employees, and how significant it is to address climate consciousness,
Yes.
especially with the younger generation at an
Yes.
early age, where we can inculcate the values and in them and love for nature around them
Yes.
through
Yes.
various, observing and celebrating various festivals that we have in our culture, which is embedded there. Respecting rivers, mountains, and harvesting festivals are there. So observing them will bring them more close to it and make them feel very close and connected to
Yes.
such, events in our lives. So definitely, it was a beautiful presentation, and it must have, evoked many thoughts among our audience also, who are viewing us live on Restream with Ma'am Preeti Shah. So, Ma'am, my next question would be on your presentation only,
Ji.
on the thought that you just shared with us,
Ji.
that how do we expand the definition of education beyond formal schooling. You did cover that in your presentation. And what is it significant, how important it is to do that? And with that, like, how can we ensure, what roles should governments and the employers play in fostering inclusive, sustainable ecosystems for continual growth and skill development? You did mention
Yes.
about the skills also that can be, inculcated and
Yes.
built among the children, among the people, among the employees in an
Yes.
organization.
Yes. Thank you very much. Yes. See, skilling is something, ma'am. I'll tell you that in India, you must be surprised that our the age group, the age group which is the more productive age group, and the entire generation, the entire population of India, if you talk about the productive, people, it's only 4% which are skilled. Only 4%. So can you imagine where are we?
That is really shocking.
Yes. And why it is shocking? Because again, we are focusing on bookish knowledge, your marks, and it's okay. Then now then all these boards, and they have done remarkably good job by reducing all these things and then giving them grades, because they are now, they should not focus, oh, I have received this much and your marks are very less from me. So that kind of discussions are stopped. But still parents are having the same kind of mindset. Even then, knowingly or unknowingly, they are passing it to their wards also, their kids also. So why I'm saying is, skilling is very important, and it's not that okay, now the child is in 11th standard, so we should provide something. It should start from the small classes, based on their understanding, based on their you know motor skills. It's not that they are small kids so they can't do it. And craft is also, craft work which we provide in the schools, it's also some kind of skilling. You never know what is hidden inside that child, how creativity is that, how creative is that child from inside. Once we'll provide
Absolutely.
one thank you, once we'll provide these skills, then only we'll be able to understand, oh, the child is like, okay, it's fine if a child is a small kid, we can give them bread, we can give them cheese, we can give them slices of cucumber, and we can say, okay, we are teaching you how to make sandwiches today. The child will be very happy. And then the child will prepare it. There is no gas or anything which is not safe for the child is involved. But you never know that a boy in your class is able to pursue that career later on, because you have given him that thought which nobody has
Mhm.
provided. Even a girl who is doing very well in your class of physics might be having a singer inside her, but because parents are not listening, still parents are there who think that, oh, performing in your exam is more important than learning saregama pa. But do you know that maybe some Lata Mangeshkar is born in that family? So the skilling, and based on the understanding of the child, age appropriate, it should start from the small classes. Maybe once in a week, maybe 15 days in a week, it should be there. And then, ma'am, because jobs are not there, skilling doesn't mean that whatever skill we'll provide, the person is going in a job. Now to we talk about their own ventures, we talk about their own work. Anybody can start anything from people who are from big institutes are leaving their hefty salaries jobs and doing their own work. So we need more entrepreneurs in our country. There is no dearth of talent, there is no dearth of and then we are the young country. That's the beauty of our country. We have more young people than any other country. So, but we are not utilizing it in a proper manner. We are not channelizing their energy in a proper direction. So it's somewhere, it
Yes.
is, we are responsible for this. We
Truly
should think
pointed
about
out,
it.
ma'am. Truly pointed out. I completely agree with you on that point.
Thank you.
Coming to our next question,
Ji.
uh, which is on making people responsible for their own acts. So, in your opinion, how far is education still the greater equalizer in the era of global sustainable development goals? And at the same time, how can education be leveraged to produce not only skilled workers
Hmm.
but also compassionate, responsible
Yeah.
global citizens?
Wonderful. That's you have, taken my heart for this question, because I this is always focus on such things. I'm the person who always focus on, on this thing, that we have to be a good human being before, becoming anything else in our life. If we are not a good human being, every other thing is waste.
Totally, ma'am. We are with you on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, yes, education plays a very important role. And ma'am, if you are able to remember, in my childhood, uh, moral science was a subject which was taught to us. Why it was taught to us? Because moral science per se means stories of people who have done extraordinary things for the country, extraordinary things for the human race, something to make everyone globally better, you know. So we were reading those stories. Somewhere in our subconscious, those stories were there. And I don't know, because there is no kid in my family, they are grown up. So I came to know that now moral science is not taught, it's not a subject. So I am an advocate for it. Ma'am, it's okay. But those stories needs to be told. They should understand why these people are important, what, why they have given their life for the country, why they have given their, everything for some good work. And parents' role. Again, I'm saying, ma'am, I am, see, it's very, I know, as a teacher, you all have very important role to play in our life and everybody's life, but it is confined to 6 to 8 hours only. Rest of the time the kids are at home. But now the social media is, making the parents more, attracted towards it, in place of teaching their kids. And I always, whenever I conduct sessions for parents, I tell them there is no perfect time. Once you will have that time and you can speak to your kids about their day plan, or their, how they have spent their day. If you are working in the kitchen, you put a stool, ask your kid to sit there and listen what stories the child has to tell you. And if you are at home, the father, please, I know you need to watch news or whatever, but please put TV, put that TV off, and ask your child to sit and listen what the child is telling you, how he has or she has passed her day. Maybe she needs to share something. And ma'am, that sharing, that communication is the solid and the strong way of making our kids a better human being. The day
I
we stop.
completely agree, ma'am. Sitting with the children at home, taking out some time, value time, and giving it due importance
Yes.
and significance, and
Yes.
interacting with them
Yes.
is something which is the need of the hour.
Yeah.
And people somehow are, moving so fast in their lives these
Yes.
days that they are missing out on that.
Yes. And then once it is missed, the child is in adolescent age, you have missed the train. Then you can't do anything, because in that age they have a lot of challenges, physical, emotional and psychological. And then you are not able to teach anything. It is the age, from the toddler till that age. Once you'll have that communication, way strong communication way with your kids, lifelong you will have a better human being in your family. And also, ma'am, why I talk about all these, because there is no such thing that okay, quantity of time matters. No, quality of time matters.
Exactly.
If it is 20 minutes, that's more than sufficient. It doesn't mean that you are a parent who are all the day at home and then you are giving something valuable to your kids. There is no such studies. So that, because we have to compromise on our habits, we have to compromise that in place of talking um, over the phone or watching something, we have to curtail that time and take that time out for the kids, just to listen, just to make, maybe the child will say okay, we have a fight today in this school, and the child, so you have to tell that okay, fight is not the solution. The things can be discussed and solved. So these are the small things, but why it is important, parents are not thinking the damage they are doing, and then later on it can't be reversible.
Very, very aptly pointed out, ma'am. So, moving ahead in this discussion,
Yeah.
would like to know your thoughts with the emerging technologies like ChatGPT. You did mention in one of your
G.
previous sentences
G.
where ChatGPT it is gaining, traction, and how do you envision their role in training, education, and development, especially at the grassroots levels? At the same time, we also maintain this fact that we cannot do away with the technology in today's era,
Yes.
but at the same time we do need to be very mindful with this, that we do not become the slave of technology. In fact,
Absolutely.
we should control technology and we should be the person who should have the control over it.
Yes.
So the technology should not, it should not be vice versa.
Yes.
So, what are the opportunities and limitations for tools like these in empowering youth and the frontline workers?
Okay. So let me start from the frontline workers first. So ma'am, these Anganwadi workers and ashas, they are provided smartphones by the government. And now you see, so as I told you, they are not well versed with so many things, so they are not able to handle it properly. So what is happening, their kids who are educated, maybe their son or maybe daughters, they are handling those phones, and these people are supposed to give real time information to their department or so, but they are not able to handle it. So this is not the solution. We have provided them phones, that is again smartphones, and their kids are tackling it. So what are they gaining? These women are not gaining anything out of it. Some kind of orientation, some kind of training, is required to make them to come to them to that level. So this is the disadvantage of technology, I'm telling you. Earlier they were, because I meet them during trainings and all, they say मैडम जी क्वाटी फोन वाला मतलब आई मीन नंबर वाला फोन तो हम कर लेते थे मैडम जी, इस पे तो होता नहीं हमसे. So this is the truth. Okay, हम we prepare policies, we prepare plans, but what about the ground level realities? In a AC room, we can't understand what the challenge are. So we should understand their challenges as well. Somebody should go and
True.
see, are they able to handle those phones properly? Earlier, they were, writing on the registers, even registers, but they were not able to write. It's okay. That's another topic. And then what I'm saying is, there are advantages also, because I know many young, underprivileged girls who are running their small businesses because they are, on this online media platforms. So if they are, developing some kind of crochet work, maybe some embroidery work, so they are selling it there. Mama is preparing some achar or papad, so they are selling it. So pickle things. So why I'm telling you, here you can see the good part of technology, and it's I'm talking about the underprivileged girls. of
Hmm.
urban poor or maybe in the rural areas. So that's the benefit, and they have not learned it from anywhere. Only thing is, if one of the friend is well versed, okay, I'll teach you. That way they have learned it from their own friends, so their own friend or maybe neighbor or maybe cousins, so that way. So this is the one aspect, but the other aspect is, as you said, that using of chat gpt and ai, I have included ai as well, ma'am. We are hearing lot of things that this is very dangerous, this, yes, it's okay, whatever is there, we should know the good part of it, we should know the strength and weaknesses of that thing, okay. And but nothing is bad, because now coming era is for these things. If we will not make the come forward and we'll not learn it, we'll miss the train. We should also, like, I've done a course on chat gpt and ai. It's okay, but the other bad part is, now we are working on through chat gpt and we know how to take out the information. So we have, I mean, we means the youth is not having the habit of writing things, so they are not utilizing their brain. At one place their own, this phone and other things have taken away their thoughts, and now the chat gpt, because they know whatever, if we'll put the right messaging there, we'll get the answer. So why to write? They can't even write half a page. So that's the bad part. We should draw a line, we should know that okay, this thing is for support, not to take our life ahead. It will not take your life ahead. What will happen, god forbidden, if something will happen and the chat gpt will not be there, you're not able to write two
Exactly.
lines. So that line, that is everywhere. We should know where to draw the line, so that this technology will not take over us. It is for our benefit, it is not there to take us forward. So that is the
Huh.
important thing.
This is what I was trying to say, that technology should not control us.
Yes, yes,
Rather, we should
we
control the
should control,
technology
of
and we
course.
should know the wise use of it.
And it is everywhere, ma'am. As we know that India has more obese now. Why? Because we have to put control what we are eating. It is the same thing. We should know where to put the line, what is bad for our health. It is everywhere in our life. If we don't know where to put the line, where to draw the line, we are a loser.
Very well said, ma'am. Very well said. So, as we are like about to conclude our show, my last question to you would be: you attended our leadership circles and
Yes,
leadership circle 3, where you participated and you gave your presence for it.
yes.
You experienced the the entire theme that was discussed, which was based on alpha pedagogy. So,
G.
having experienced the alpha pedagogy during Leadership Circle 3, what stood out to you about its impact in under resourced context? And do you believe approaches like alpha, accelerating learning for all, can be adopted widely in government systems? And what might enable or hinder such scaling?
uh, as of now, I'm not able to see any hindrance, because I was really appreciating it. Why I'm telling you, because as I told you, being in the government school, meeting the government teachers was there in my experience. So I'm well versed. I have met lot of government schools, teachers and students. So it's a very alpha was planned in such a wonderful manner that I must appreciate the thought process of ma'am Sunita Gandhi behind it. Why? Ma'am, teaching something with the matchsticks, teaching something with the ice cream sticks is such a beautiful thing. And you are not asking anything which is out very expensive. It's something, and it can be replaced by a small stick from a tree, by leaves. It can be replaced very
Yeah,
well.
it can be always, ma'am. It has
Yeah,
a flexible approach,
a
and
flexible
anything
approach.
which is readily and easily available around your
Yes.
surrounding. The
Yeah.
basic motive is to make them feel the counters and play with the numbers, with the counters over there.
Yes, and I've seen the demo. The class one student was able to calculate so well. I mean, that's remarkable, because you most of the time we hear that, oh, government school students are not having knowledge. Even a class 4 student is not able to calculate or something of that sort. So that mindset is shifting here because of alpha. So I am having this feeling. Even the same day I was thinking that it should be promoted well. It should be, taken well by the government. It's okay. See, Sumita, I am a person with this mindset that if anything I need to learn from you which is going to help the society, I should definitely learn it from you and should pass it to the society. Why should I keep that knowledge with me? Ultimately we all want the good things happening in the society only, no? So that's the
Exactly.
good part. But only my one, that is just my suggestion, that because those parents are not the very aware parents, they are having less exposure in life. So some kind of meetings orientation with them is also required. Because when these children are going back to their home and they are telling their parents that, okay, we have learned this way, how to calculate or something, they might not be able to connect. So somewhere if we'll have that, parents are coming and looking at the method which is alpha is using, so that will also give a, support kind of things to the student. So that is one of my submission, you can say, or suggestion, you can say. But that program was excellent, I must say. And then your two cartoon characters, because see, we have to come down to the level, if it is a child, we have to come down
Tina
that
and
child.
Toto.
Tina and Toto. Yes, that's so beautiful. Because
these
cartoon
are
characters,
these have become the learning buddies,
of course, learning buddies.
at every level now.
Yes.
Yeah. So we do agree, and we take that suggestion and noted, well noted by us also.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
work upon that. And on that note, Preeti ma'am, we would really thank you for coming on this platform and being with us throughout, sharing your insights and suggestions on disparity in educational opportunities, lifelong learning, and sustainable development. And we deeply appreciate your commitment to driving meaningful change, and your insights will surely resonate and spark action among all those who attended the session. And
Thank you
thank you
so
very
much.
much from my side on being the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very insightful conversation and it kept me hooked the whole time. So it's a shame that we have to end the session now. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of today's enriching detox session, I would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest speaker, Ms. Preeti M. Shah. Your valuable insights, thought provoking ideas, and engaging interactions have not only enlightened us but have also inspired us to think deeply. I encourage everyone here to take today's insight as a call to action and to contribute in whichever way possible to further this noble cause. Thank you so much, ma'am. It
My
was great
pleasure.
having you on the stream.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.